So we'll do a fresh topic, Doppler effect. Doppler effect is very important in the space science, especially. Before Edwin Hubble observed the redshift, everyone in the globe were under the opinion that the galaxies are approaching each other under mutual gravitational force. You know, there are 100 billion galaxies, and the assumption was there will be gravitational force between any pair of masses, starting from nucleus to electron, even between the pair of galaxies. So, under the influence of mutual gravitation, the galaxies were assumed to approach each other. But Edwin Hubble, he observed the light coming from a distant star belonging to another galaxy for a period more than 3 months with lots of patience, and he confirmed that the frequency of the light waves coming from the star was decreasing. Frequency decreases means the source of light is moving away from us. From that, he confirmed that the galaxies are moving away. So, just I'll try to give you a little idea what is this galaxies, how they will be moving, and all. We'll try to have a brief explanation on that. Doppler effect. This is our galaxy. This is lateral view, you know, Vamadev?
Yes, sir.
And somewhere here, our entire solar system is there. Sun and it's all the stars. And it contains 100 billion stars. This is a star from a neighboring galaxy. This is our galaxy G1. This is another galaxy G2. So Edwin Hubble is somewhere on the Earth inside this solar system, and he started using the powerful telescope. He started observing the light coming from the star in the neighboring galaxy. So if the gravitational force pulls these galaxies together, so here is the source and here is the observer. So source and observer are approaching. When you are approaching towards, say for example, AP paper mill is there in that near to our మరి మీ పెదనాన్న గారి పాత ఇంటి దగ్గరలో పేపర్ మిల్ ఉండేది, గుర్తుందా?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
సో అది 3 షిఫ్ట్లకి సైరన్ ఇస్తూ ఉంటుంది. Siren for the 3 shifts. So when you are approaching that factory, you will feel that frequency increases. When you are moving away from the factory, you feel that frequency decreases. But the actual frequency with which source produces sound will be always constant. It won't change. But only we, the observers, because of our relative motion with respect to the source, feel that either frequency is increasing or decreasing. So this is called as Doppler effect. I'll give the definition also. So this is a brief idea about the Doppler effect. Whenever there is a relative motion between source and observer, then the frequency of the waves as perceived by the observer, as received by the observer, as heard by the observer will be either increasing or decreasing. If the observer approaches the source, the frequency increases, appears to increase. When the observer moves away from the source, frequency appears to decrease. So this is not absolute increase or decrease, hence it is called as apparent. The observer feels. So this is called as apparent change. This change can be increase in frequency, or it can be decrease in frequency, both. So this apparent change in the frequency of the waves as received by the observer due to the relative motion between the source and observer is only called as Doppler effect. This is one example. A person approaching the factory feels that frequency of the sound of the siren is increasing. When he moves away from the source, he feels that the frequency of the siren decreases. In a similar manner, Edwin Hubble also observed the light waves coming from the source, coming from the star in another galaxy, and he noticed that frequency should increase, because before him people were telling that galaxies were approaching each other. So when source and observer approach, the frequency should increase. With that idea, he started observing. So this is how we'll have the electromagnetic spectrum. Already in light, I told you, might have should have that idea. Otherwise also I'll tell you here. So this is electromagnetic spectrum. Here gamma rays will be there. Here X-rays will be there. UV light will be there. This is the visible light: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, infrared, then microwaves. So he expected that this is how the wavelength will increase. When you move from left to right, the wavelength will increase like this, and when you move from right to left, the frequency will increase. So Edwin Hubble, he thought that the frequency of the waves coming from the another galaxy should increase, because the galaxy in which we are present and the other galaxy from which the star is emitting light are approaching. So when they approach, the frequency should appear to increase. Frequency increases means it should, the spectrum should, this is blue, the spectrum should, the frequency should increase towards higher values. So the dominant color in higher range of frequencies is blue. So this increase in frequency towards blue is called as blue shift. So Edwin Hubble, he expected the blue shift and started observing it. But in his observation, he noticed that the spectrum was shifting practically towards right. So, but he observed the decrease in frequency of the light waves from a star in another galaxy. So decrease in frequency means if you move from right to left, frequency increases, whereas frequency decreases means the spectrum was shifting towards right, means the spectrum was shifting towards red. That is, Hubble noticed red shift. So from the observed redshift, he confirmed that yes, frequency decreases because galaxies are receding. That is, they are moving away from each other. So the law of gravity is broken and the galaxies are moving away. This was the Edwin Hubble's observation. So he could say by applying this very important effect called Doppler effect. The apparent change in frequency due to the relative motion between the source and observer, that is only called as Doppler effect. First it was explained by Doppler, hence it is named after him. So this is simple example is the person approaching the factory or moving away from the factory, noticing the change in frequency. Other one is the blue shift. Hoping blue shift, Edwin Hubble started observing the light from the other galaxy, but he practically observed the red shift, from which he concluded that the galaxies are receding, that is, they are moving away. Okay? From there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Please write the definition. Definition. The phenomenon of the phenomenon of the occurrence of the phenomenon of occurrence of the apparent change in frequency the apparent change in frequency due to the relative motion between the source and observer, due to the relative motion between the source and observer, is called the Doppler effect. Is called the Doppler effect. Right in the next line. The frequency of the waves emitted by a source, the frequency of the waves emitted by a source is the characteristic of the source, but observer feels that the frequency either increases or decreases. Hence, it is called as the apparent change. Illustrations. First one, a person moving either towards or away from a factory towards or away from the factory feels that the frequency increases or decreases. Second, Edwin Hubble observed redshift. Edwin Hubble observed the redshift when he was observing the light coming from a star in the neighboring galaxy. Redshift indicates the decrease in frequency. From which he confirmed that galaxies are receding away from each other. Another one, you can copy this under Edwin Doppler effect, Edwin Hubble's observation. Just to make a small brief note about this, what I wrote on the screen. This is how the wavelength increases from left to right, starting from less than 1 angstrom units to few meters. And violet has got a wavelength of 3,800 angstrom units. Red has got the wavelength of 7,600 angstrom units. Yellow 5,990 angstrom units. Like this, different components will have different wavelengths. So lambda increases from left to right, and frequency will increase from right to left. Gamma rays will have the maximum frequency. So spectrum is shifting towards red means frequency decreases. That's what I mentioned. Edwin Hubble expected a blue shift, but he observed the decrease in frequency of the light waves from a star from another galaxy. That is, Hubble noticed redshift means frequency decreases because galaxies are receding or moving away from each other. Make a note of it.
Sir, good evening, sir.
What, Vamsi?
Sir, I joined, sir. Before I joined, sir.
I thought you joined just now.
No, sir, no, sir. Sir, I joined when they were telling the Doppler effect definition, sir.
Okay. You know, there was a telescope moving around the Earth that's called Hubble Space Telescope.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now they are going to replace with more powerful telescope. The Hubble Space Telescope model was kept in California Science Museum. We had a photograph also with that when we visited the California Science Museum. Are you both interested in doing project to NASA? Ramadev and Vamsi?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll share that paper. Just you go through that. If you are interested, I'll give an idea. We can think of it. February 15th is the last date. Huh?
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you the modalities. If you are interested, just I'll share that content with you. After that, we'll discuss. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You can note down. Edwin Hubble expected a blow shift, but he observed the decrease in frequency of the light waves from a star in another galaxy. That is, Hubble noticed redshift implies frequency decreases because galaxies are receding or moving away. This you could say using the Doppler effect. He even stated a law called Hubble's law. It stated that the speed with which galaxies recede varies directly as the separation between the galaxies at the instant of observation. This was the Hubble's law. Next, third one, Doppler effect is used in explaining the Saturn rings. Lot of information we could get from the Doppler effect regarding the Saturn rings and even binary stars. Binary stars means, there are 22 billion stars, 10 to the power of 22 stars. 100 billion stars in every galaxy and 100 billion galaxies. So rough estimation is 10 to the power of 22 stars. When we see with our naked eye, suppose this is the observer and these are the stars in some other galaxy. The separation between the stars may be some 100,000 light years. and our distance is, say, millions of light years. So when compared with the separation between these two stars, the distance of observer is very, very large. Therefore, our eye fails to split the images of these two nearby stars. That's called resolving power. The ability of an optical instrument or device or our eye to split the images of objects whose separation is negligible relative to the distance of observation, that is called as resolving power. So our eye has got very low resolving power. Therefore, we cannot view these two stars, but we feel that it is a single star. With the help of Doppler effect, yes, we can identify the binary stars present in the solar system, binary star present in the universe. Sorry. So this is how a lot of many applications are there in Doppler effect. And nowadays, Doppler effect is used in medicine. Yes or no? So it is also used in medicine. And it is also used in airports. So like this, different applications are there. Okay. This is what is Doppler effect and what are the different things we have in it. Now we will go for the mathematics of it. Have you completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in this first one is source is at rest. Observer moves. So we have two options in this. First one is observer approaches a stationary source. The speed of the observer is, say, V naught. And the other case is observer moves away from a stationary source. So it is applicable to both sound as well as light wave. That's what we understood. And we got V is equal to nu lambda implies nu is equal to V by lambda. So to begin with, when the source and observer are at rest, then the frequency nu naught is equal to V by lambda naught. Nu naught is the actual frequency with which the source emits the light waves. Nu naught, actual or the original frequency, and lambda naught is the wavelength. So now here is the source and here is the observer. So the waves produced by the source will be spreading from a source like this, and observer will be catching them. Observer will be receiving them. So this is the actual frequency when both of them are at rest. But now the observer started moving towards the source with a velocity v naught. So here, in addition to actual frequency, observer perceives the additional number of waves per second. This is nothing but increase in frequency. It's only feeling of the observer. So this will be given by delta nu. This increase in frequency is because of the motion of the observer. Observer moves towards the source with the speed v naught. So this increase in frequency is because of the motion of the observer with some velocity v naught. Therefore, that we will put it as v naught by lambda. So now the frequency of the waves as perceived by the observer who is approaching the source, I'll call it as nu, will be nu naught plus delta nu, because there is increase in frequency of the waves. Nu naught, already we wrote it as v by lambda naught. Yeah, this will be lambda naught only, plus v naught by lambda naught. So I can write it as v plus v naught by lambda naught. So from this, lambda naught can be written by v by nu naught. So just substitute there. So we will be getting it as v plus v naught by v by nu naught. I'll call it as nu 1. So this is 1. This can be also written as 1 plus v naught by v into nu naught. So this is the apparent frequency of the sound waves or light waves. Perceived by the observer approaching the stationary source. In the same manner, observer moves away. So here is the source, here is the observer, and these are the waves received by him. So waves are received by him at regular intervals of time. Now he started moving away from the source with a velocity v naught. So observer moves away from the source. Due to this, the number of waves received per second will decrease. So that here it is increase, I said, when he is moving towards. Now it is decrease. So delta nu is given by, yes, decrease is caused by motion of observer. Therefore, it is V naught by lambda naught. Now, the frequency of the waves will be now nu naught minus delta nu. That is V by lambda naught minus V naught by lambda naught. So nu2 will become V minus V naught by, in place of lambda naught, V by nu naught. Or it is also equal to 1 minus V naught by V into nu naught. So here you can say that nu1 is greater than nu naught, and here you can say that nu2 is less than nu naught. So whenever an observer approaches the stationary source, he feels that frequency is increasing. Whenever the observer moves away from the source, he feels that frequency decreases. Note. So general formula, we can write it as the apparent frequency whenever observer is moving is given by V plus or minus V naught by V into nu naught. You will get plus when the observer approaches. You will get minus when the observer moves away. Second point. Say here is a source. Say paper mill, for example. We are coming from that Shiva statue in Rajahmundry. Say in a car, we are moving like this. We are approaching the source. Source is producing light waves, sound waves at a frequency nu naught. While approaching, the frequency is nu1. While crossing, the frequency remains same as nu naught. While moving away from the paper mill, the frequency becomes nu2. So here, nu1 is 1 plus V naught by V into nu naught. Nu2 is 1 minus V naught by V into nu naught. So here, the change in frequency, you can expect questions based on this. This is delta nu will be equal to nu1 minus nu2. So how do I get this? 1 plus V naught by V, nu naught I can take common, minus of 1 minus V naught by V whole multiplied by nu naught. So this is 1 plus V naught by V minus 1 plus V naught by V into nu naught. So plus 1 minus 1 will cancel. Therefore, the apparent change in the frequency when an observer is approaching a stationary source, crossing and moving away from it is delta nu is equal to S 2 V naught by V into nu naught. That's all. Very important. We'll be getting problems based on this. Yeah. Yes, go through it. And any doubt anywhere, you can ask me. Now you can copy it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you scroll a little down, sir?
This one, huh?
No, sir, down, sir, down.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, could you scroll up, sir?
From here, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, na?
Sir, could
Mamdev?
you scroll down, sir?
Okay. Any step anywhere, if you have any doubt, you ask me. Very simple arithmetics only. It's no big mathematics is used in this. This is general expression. Upward arrow means increase. Downward arrow means decrease. Okay, na?
Yes, sir. Sir, could you please scroll down, sir?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
For this, if you want, I will give you one small sentence. For second point in the note. This is apparent frequency. Observer approaching. Here is observer moving away. I did not write that sentence there. It's understood. Sound. Yeah. For this point, shall I tell? Second point in the note. Shall I give the
Sir, 1
same?
minute, sir. Sir, 1 minute, sir. Yes, sir.
Ramdev, shall I give?
Yes, sir.
Okay. An observer approaches a stationary source with a speed v0. An observer approaches a stationary source with a speed v0. And the apparent frequency is nu1. And the apparent frequency is nu1. while crossing the source, it will be nu naught, so becomes maximum. While crossing the source, it will be nu naught. While moving away from the source, it is nu 2. While moving away from the source, it is nu 2. Such that nu 1 is equal to 1 plus V naught by V into nu naught, and nu 2 is equal to 1 minus V naught by V into nu naught. Nu 2 is equal to 1 minus V naught by V into nu naught. Therefore, change in frequency delta nu is equal to nu 1 minus nu 2, approaching to receding. Nu 1 is approaching, nu 2 is receding. So delta nu is equal to nu 1 minus nu 2. So this is the step. They may ask even percentage change. If they ask percentage change, delta nu by nu naught into 100 is 2V naught by V into 100. Completed, Completed?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, you can have even graphs also for this. We got nu 1 is equal to 1 plus V naught by V into nu naught. So nu 1 by nu naught is V naught by V plus 1. Right, Chalaga? Similarly, nu 2 is equal to 1 minus V naught by V into nu naught. So nu 2 by nu naught is minus of V naught by V plus 1. So these two graphs, this resembles the equation y is equal to mx plus c. This resembles the equation y is equal to minus mx plus c. So which is the equation of a straight line, kada?
Yes, sir.
So this is nu 1 by nu naught is taken on y-axis, and V naught by V is taken on x-axis. Graphs are also very important. nu 1 by nu naught, v naught by v. So here, this is the frequency heard by the observer when he is at rest. So as speed increases, nu 1 will be increasing. So this is 1, because this is a point corresponding to nu 1 is equal to nu naught. Similarly, this is the graph when observer is moving away. This is the graph when observer is approaching. This is the graph when observer is moving away. Even from this, we can write, take this +1 that side. So nu 1 by nu naught minus 1 will be v naught by v. So nu 1 minus nu naught by nu naught is v naught by v. So we'll call this as fractional increase in frequency. Even this can be asked. Similarly, from here also, this also we can write, yes, this is 1 minus nu 2 by nu naught will be equal to v naught by v. Nu 2 by nu naught, sorry. So this will be nu naught minus nu 2 by nu naught is v naught by v. So this is fractional increase. We cannot say which will come in the exam. Anything related to the concept can come in the exams. That is a complexity with the JE. So this is called fractional increase in the frequency. Fractional decrease kada, moving away. Earlier fractional increase. Now it is fractional decrease in frequency. Okay, na?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll conclude it tomorrow. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ramdev, just go through those uploaded classes, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.